Welcome to the Current Case podcast. We're a group of four friends discussing the latest current events as they apply to our everyday lives. From foreign policy to local events, we cover it all as best we can in a manner not restrained by the bias of the big media corporations. We might not always agree with each other on certain topics, but that's what makes it all the more interesting. Being able to sit down and have a civil conversation on even the most controversial topics is a necessity for a better society.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Current Case podcast. This is Season 3, Episode 10. Today is June 14th, Episode 2 of our new format. I saw the results, seemed like most of you guys didn't mind this new format, so we will rock with this from here on out. As always, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon on YouTube, make sure you're following on Spotify. Please join our Discord. The invite link is found in all of our videos, also on our channel and on Spotify as well. So
yeah, seriously, guys, come interact with us.
Yes,
just do it.
Join on in, come on in. We will accept you immediately. I don't run the Discord, so I think it just gets accepted, right? If they join in, something like that.
Probably. Well, how about you experiment and try it out and see what happens?
Yes, we will accept you. Welcome in, and also please make sure you donate on Patreon as well. With that being said, we have a guest star. We have my dog, Ivory, hanging out down there. So welcome, Ivory, to the show. Close enough. And with that being said, Cameron, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Woke up about noon.
Okay, yeah.
Turned the alarm off, went back to sleep, got up around 3, took a shower, headed over here, stopped at the comic shop on the way, and here I am.
You made basic...
Yeah, how are you doing?
You made basic improvements today. Instead of waking up at 5 p.m., you woke up at 12. Damn.
I know.
I see you. You're rocking. Oh, yeah, Ashton's not here today as well. He's on vacation. He will, of course, be back next week.
I thought he said he might be back next week.
No, he'll be back he said by Sunday he'll be back.
I thought he said he missed 2 episodes.
No, it's 1, because he's only gone this week. He said he'd be gone till the Father's Day, the 19th. Mm-hmm. So he'll be back Sunday. So he'll be good for next week. So we'll hear about his vacation. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into things. Have our shorter news and then general discussion like we did last week. So if you use Reddit like I do, there's a big blackout happening these past couple of days. And it's kind of a theme with all big social media CEOs where they become greedy and they start becoming cocky and they start pissing off their user base. So if you remember Dig, that social media platform, basically what happened with Dig is happening now to Reddit. So the CEO, u/Spez, I forget his real name, I think it's Matthew possibly, but u/Spez, he made a change or announced a change that's going to happen starting July 1st where they're essentially cutting out third-party support for the app or Reddit altogether, and lots of moderators and stuff use these third-party apps to moderate because it has lots of tools depending on the app that you use to keep track of your subreddit, make sure everything's easygoing, make sure everything's calm in the subreddit. So of course that's pissed off a lot of the moderators, and basically Spez, his excuse for this was that we're not making money off these third-party apps. We want people to use our official app, Reddit app, but I do have my own complaints about that Reddit app. It's down a lot of the time, and also there's ads everywhere on it that constantly just interrupt your scrolling experience. So people are pissed off about using these third-party apps, and they planned a big protest these past 2 days where a lot of the major subreddits just went private completely, which takes away ad revenue from everybody. And of course, when all the subreddits go private, there's no reason to actually use Reddit anyways, unless you want to see the default subreddits like r/politics, which is a big shit show. So, but updates on that, Spez was we'll just wait out because for some reason the protest is only set for 2 days. It was set for today, or it's set for Monday and Tuesday of this week. And now today, some subreddits have come back, others are staying indefinitely private until things get addressed. And it's still a big shitstorm right now. So the big question is, who's going to give first?
Probably the subreddits, because all this is doing is inconveniencing Reddit users, right? I don't actually like post on Reddit too often. I usually use it as like an information database, which in my opinion is basically its only worthwhile use. And yeah, this has been a gigantic inconvenience in that regard. It's kind of pathetic because the only people they're hurting by doing this is the users, like the people within their own community. Spez doesn't care. He's not going to care because, again, all this is doing is inconveniencing the users. And especially when you only do it for 2 days, like what did you think that was going to do, man? It's nothing. That's nothing. It's a speck to Spez. He doesn't care.
Okay, so I will say, like, from a moderator's perspective, like, I can't imagine being a neck-bearded mod.
No, the whole thing is like, God forbid the moderators have to actually moderate and they can't rely on like third-party robots to do their job for them.
But like, okay, like if you are going from the moderator perspective, like say you do have a big subreddit and stuff, like trying to use the app, the moderate is complete shit.
Well, yeah, I mean the app does suck.
Yeah, so
but
it's like
I don't know, man.
I think Reddit sucks.
I think you
Agreed.
suck.
But I've never used Reddit.
Well, aren't you a special boy?
Yeah, I think it's fucking retarded. So I don't care about it, but I saw that the internal memo from the CEO got leaked.
Yeah, it did.
And oh my god, is that dude an ass?
He is. He has
He's like, oh yeah, we haven't lost any revenue. Like this shit's gonna be over in 2 days. Like who gives a fuck? These people are annoying.
I mean,
it's like what a way to talk about your user base.
Can you blame him though? I mean, he's right.
Why are you defending the CEO?
He's right.
I'm
not defending him. I'm saying that he's correct.
Wait, okay. So if you're a moderator and you have to use the official Reddit app to moderate, like things are just going to go downhill quickly.
Okay, but I do not care.
Well, just don't use the app. Actually, go onto a computer and.
Who fucking uses
You do that all the time, Jared. I'll be walking past your
laptop.
shit and he's like, yes, I'm on Reddit on my computer.
I mean, sometimes, but like most of the time people are out on the go. Obviously, you're most likely, I think, and also the stats prove that most people use mobile devices.
Probably.
And also, a majority, based on data, shows that they use third-party apps as well to use Reddit. Because, like I said, the app sucks. It's down a lot of the time. It's and it's a piece of shit to actually moderate. So I get, like, I understand the moderators in this instance. Like, I don't get the 2-day protests. What I've heard, it was supposed to be like a warning shot, basically, to Spez, like, if you don't change, we're going to expand this. Which I mean,
that's such a Reddit thing to do. Oh, I'm going to threaten with this little action if you don't do something. Like average Redditor type behavior.
For real. Free! Like I said, Reddit's an information database. You post something, it could take days for somebody to get back to you. You want to have a real-time conversation. People don't want to hear this, but 4chan, that's where it is. That's where you talk to people in real time and have a real ongoing conversation. It's not the hellscape that the memes have made it out to be. It's just a forum with a bunch of sub-forums on it, like Reddit, except you're anonymous, so you're judged based on the content of your words, not by your arbitrary karma score.
I mean, you're anonymous on Reddit as well. You make up usernames and shit.
Well, yeah, but you have to make an account and sign up, and that account becomes your reputation, and your karma score becomes your reputation. And that's where you get like power mods and cults of personality around people. If the whole thing was just like no accounts, you just log on and say what you want to say, then yes, there is a lack of accountability to a certain degree, but also you're judged more on the merits of what you've said in most cases.
Okay, that's fair. I will give you that. You got me. I mean, okay.
Did we win, Reddit? Big win.
We won. We did it, Reddit. I mean, I haven't used 4chan forever. Maybe I'll go back just to see what it's like nowadays. I mean, the last time I used 4chan was back in like the early 2010s.
Dang.
I've also never used 4chan.
Aren't you a special snowflake? So 4chan, I mean, I've heard of, obviously 4chan has its controversy, but I mean, I've heard good things about 4chan too. I mean, I know Twitch is absolutely going downhill. It's like a giant shit show like Reddit.
Oh yeah, how about you just straight demonetize everyone that has ever been on your platform? Like, smart move.
Right.
Way to kick everyone off, like, overnight.
Anything controversial to demonetize. It's complete, like, all these social media sites are completely sinking under at this point.
Good. We need less of it.
True.
Go touch grass.
All these greedy social media CEOs can fuck themselves. I mean, I remember the last Reddit blackout. They hired a trans pedophile moderator, which everybody got upset about that, and then there was big blackouts over that too. I mean, Spez did. I forget how long the blackouts were. I think they're at least a couple of days, and Spez finally gave in to that and fired this person.
Dude, I'm just trying to find information for my Destiny 2 builds, and I can't, and it's pissing me off.
How about you just figure it out, home slice?
I'll just figure it out.
Yeah, it's experiment, Google shit.
What am I supposed to do on the shit while I'm taking a shit? Not scroll Reddit? The fuck?
You can always find something close to you and go read the ingredients like the old days. If you're aerosol can or something you keep in the bathroom. What's in this bathroom cleaner? Let me see. What's in the shampoo? It's
get one of those
directions again.
Get one of those potty putters again? Nah, fuck that.
Mm-hmm. What do you think people kept magazines next to the toilet?
It's about we scroll nowadays. Fuck magazine. Fuck it. I mean, I think more subreddits are acting I've seen today. Just been reading through stuff. I mean, some subreddits are coming back, but they're also on read only mode, so no one can post anything on there. Of course, there's people upset by it. They're I don't fucking use the third party apps. Why do I care about this shit? I just want to use Reddit, and I get their perspective too. But at the same time, I mean, in order to invoke change, the way, obviously we've seen with Bud Light and Target, the way you invoke change is hurt their wallet, hurt the front line. And I mean, I know, as you brought up Spez's leaked memo, I've heard counter things that this actually is hurting their revenue. Of course, Spez is not going to reveal that. He's going to act like a cocky, arrogant ass. And to be fair, this dude, he has a history. One of his biggest controversies was back in 2016 when the Donald existed. He edited comments that said "fuck you" /Spez and basically called him out and completely just changed their comments. He received a ton of.
As you do.
What's that?
As you do.
As you do. He received a ton of backlash for that, but for some reason he stayed the CEO after that, and obviously now the big shitstorm is happening right now. So who's going to win? It depends on what the moderator, if they're able to organize or not, I guess. If you /Spez, let me rephrase this. If the moderators are able to actually form a decent amount of time to black out, I think you /Spez will at least give in to some demands. I think, like I said, I'm stand by the moderators in this instance.
I think they all should go kick rocks, pound sand, suck wind, etc. They're getting on my nerves. They're inconveniencing me, and that pisses me off. It's as simple as that.
Everybody should lose in this instance.
Precisely.
Damn. I'm sorry you got banned from r/politics.
I didn't get banned.
Whatever shit posting you do. So we'll see. I stand by the moderators in this instance, and we'll see what happens. They have to stand by. Again, in order to bring change, you have to hurt the company. You have to stop the revenue from flowing in. And definitely when you go black, definitely when you black out your subreddit, I mean, you are hurting their revenue because you're cutting off their ad source and stuff. So stand by them. Fuck yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't think it does hurt their ad revenue that much. Unless you shut down the sub, but
I mean, they're going
blacking
private,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, people can't look at it if it's private. But
exactly.
I don't know, dude. I mean,
that directly hurts.
If Reddit's gonna do it,
I don't know.
If the Redditors are gonna do it, they have to shut down everything and hold it for a couple weeks.
They do.
But is Reddit actually going to be able to do that?
It's to be. A lot of subs are private indefinitely. Some are coming back, but also on read-only mode, so no one can post. Some have come back, but also they're letting their users, I've seen, vote on what they want to do. So if they're able to get organized again, I think they could win. I think Spez will give in, or at least make compromise, basically. So we'll see. It's going to be entertaining, that's for sure. Moving on here, last bit of news we want to cover today. We got student loans coming back. So they've been on pause for a while now, and in October, September, they're going to resume once again, with the first payments being due in October.
Nice.
So Cameron, do you have any student loans?
no.
Actually, really?
Yeah, really. I don't have any.
Yeah, I also have 0 student loans.
Are you paying by semester?
Yep.
Right. Luckily,
Pull it off in full.
yeah. Luckily, the college we go to is pretty cheap overall. But I imagine like people, of course, who go to the more expensive colleges, it's going to start hitting.
Like I said before, it was your choice to go there. Like, could have gone to a different school.
That's
not faulting me for
true,
you,
but also, I don't know. I mean, I have mixed feelings on it. Yeah, you take the loans, it's your responsibility to pay them back, sure. But
Well,
the government.
Do you want the BMW or do you want the Toyota Corolla?
The government.
You know, if you go out and buy the BMW, guess what? You got to make BMW payments.
That's true, but the government also like shouldn't have like backed these loans.
I'm not talking about the
all,
government right
you
here.
know.
That's a whole other shit show that I agree with, as we've discussed before.
So yeah, it's your responsibility to pay back the loans, yes, but the government bears a responsibility to like fix their screw up in backing the loans.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
still, it matters which school you chose to go to.
That is true.
That's the only point I'm making right here. It's like you chose that school. How you chose to finance it, well, that's a whole other can of worms.
That is true.
You do have to be careful about what schools you go to, but at the same time, if we're a society that only is like, oh, you have to be at these top Ivy League schools, which are naturally expensive to get a job, then whose fault is that in that case?
Well, right, but I feel like that's like not rooted in reality because it doesn't matter what school, as long as the school you went to isn't like a for-profit college, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like you have the qualifications, you have the degree, and that's usually all they care about. Unless, like I said, it is a for-profit school, which is like the worst education investment you can make because they're total scams. You go there, you pay them the money. Oh, here's your degree. Because it's for profit.
Right.
They don't care.
They're a business.
Yeah.
A diploma mill, basically. So, and I mean, yeah, like I said, it's Matthew. I know you say I guess it depends on what field you're going into, which is true. I mean, of course, if you're becoming a doctor, going to medical school, you're going to be in fields and just drowning in debt, basically. Really.
Well, that's expected of you. That's the nature of the game.
Yeah, but
going $130,000 in debt for a gender studies degree, well, run the math on that one. What are you making afterwards?
Right.
Are you ever likely to pay that off? Probably not. That is a non-ROI positive exercise in stupidity.
Yeah, I agree there. Like, there's certain degrees you don't need to go to a top-notch college to, I think, get a job, basically. Like, I think outside of, let's say, maybe if you're going to, like, law school, medical school, I mean, you can usually go to, a college that's, as long as he said, as long as it's not a for-profit college, it's a university, like it's completely fine. I mean, I know there's probably employees who look at colleges, but if they are doing that, I'd say they can get fucked. Like if you have the degree from there, you have the proof, you have the diploma, where you went really shouldn't matter in the end of the day. Like as long as you're competent in the field or can show that you're able to do whatever the job is asking, I think that is what's important at the end of the day, basically. But, I mean, Biden, of course, promised student loan forgiveness. This bill that he tried to petition is now up in the Supreme Court right now, so it's going to be kind of up in the air whether or not it's going to pass. But I just don't think it will, based on the nature of our Supreme Court right now. I doubt it. But at the same time, of course, people are complaining in times when things are very expensive. Inflation's still at an amount that's not acceptable. Student loan payments should not continue.
Well, I would say that, not to go off on a tangent, but any amount of inflation is unacceptable. But continue with whatever you were saying.
That's kind of what I want to drive into here. It's like I watched Jerome Powell speak today. Of course, we got the CPI rating this past week. Inflation, at least core CPI, is still very high, very sticky. It's really not going down much. Of course, items every day more expensive. I mean, gas here, it's literally at a price I would consider to be pretty unacceptable. Like I can take maybe low $3, but still like $3.60. It keeps bouncing.
Ludicrous. It needs to go back down to like $2.50 at the highest.
Yeah, $2.50 is like an acceptable price. Anything higher, it's like it's starting to shake. But $3.60 is absolutely unacceptable, and it's still there. And of course, adding these student loan payments on top of everything else. They didn't hike interest rates this time. They did say they're pausing right now, but they're going to continue this year definitely. They're going to raise them again, so homeowners beware as well.
Say what?
Interest rates, they're pausing right now, but they're going to hike at least two times this year.
Homeowners don't really have to worry as long as they don't have a variable rate mortgage. Like I locked mine in at like a flat 5%, which is still higher compared to like the 2020 3%, but compared to what is it now? Like 7%?
Yeah.
8%? Like shit. I'm good for the next 30 years.
Yeah, some people aren't so fortunate, especially those looking for places, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tough. And top of student loan payments, yeah, I see why people are upset.
Like my mortgage payment this year, it just went up an additional like $500 because of property taxes and other things. So do you know how like mortgages work, Jared?
Go to explain.
So you have something called an escrow account, which is what you pay into during your year. And at the end of the year, first 6 months, like the first thing is deducted from it, and then the second payment's deducted from it. I think those are for property taxes. I think you pay those twice a year. And then at the end of the year, the bank takes whatever money you put in that escrow account and puts it towards the outstanding value of your home. But this year, that's gone up like $512. And it like keeps growing each year. So even though like I've locked in my house, like my mortgage payment, all that stuff still continues to go up like $500 a year.
Yep. And it's probably going to keep going up.
Oh yeah, it happens every year, but hopefully it won't be as significant as this year.
Now lock in that and add loans to that as well. So for those who haven't paid off their student loans or whatever, it's going to hurt, especially with high food prices still high, just everything. I see why people are pretty upset by this. I just don't think the relief is going to pass the Supreme Court. So good time to budget, I would say.
Amen to that.
Because I feel like the recession's coming, obviously. Americans, I feel like, are spending an insane amount. Just like look at everywhere.
Well, we have to.
Yeah, restaurants still packed, even with these high prices. So, this is definitely going to slow down spending. Now you have these loans to pay back. So, I think the recession's
It's
definitely...
amazing that restaurants are simultaneously like packed and things are doing okay, yet you have the option to finance a fucking $12 pepperoni pizza. Like, there's some sort of dichotomy here that is really being missed.
There's something off.
Yeah.
This is a weird bubble, I would say.
Something ain't right.
Yeah. So with these payments resuming, spending's definitely going to take a downturn.
So the biggest thing, right, Cameron, we talked about this briefly last week, like corporations and stockholders and how they have a fiduciary responsibility to continue making profits for their shareholders. Well, if they're financially and legally obligated to do so, just buy stocks. Like, it's that simple, because at the end of the day, they like legally have to make you money. So what do? You go to work, you come home, you save money, use a bit of that money, go buy stocks with it. And then they like have to keep going up. Like, that's what the whole system is built on, are these assets like continuing to appreciate in value. So if you want to make money, invest like every dollar you make into stocks. And that's like the secret to wealth. It really is that easy, but most people don't actively.
Cameron, what do you think?
What do I think? I don't know. I think stock market can make you a lot of money, but the elite don't like it when that happens. You come in, they treat our economy like a casino. I think I touched on this last week. And they get to win all the money. And when poor people, or even just average people like all of us, go in and we actually win for once, it's, shut it down. We can't have that. We can't have the little guy winning.
GameStop.
Our system,
A fellow r/Wall Street Bets user, I see. I see you, Cameron. That's true. Of course, they always trade options, though, so that's a whole lot riskier.
Dude, I love options. Options are great.
Yeah, if you have a gambling addiction.
No, I've never lost money on options.
What options have you bought?
I have to go through my whole disclosure statement, but I've bought hundreds.
Not financial advice, but...
Yeah, none of this is financial advice unless you construe it as so. If you do, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my advice for it. But if you can read between the lines.
It's fun to trade options. A lot more fun buying shares, which are boring, but it is kind of
If you knew what you're doing, then options are pretty safe.
Does anybody know what we're doing, though?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. The market...
do you not remember when I'd post all that stuff on my story and tell people with options and whatnot at one point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I was consistently making money with that.
The market itself, though, is retarded, honestly.
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
Especially now.
Just back then it seemed a lot more stable.
Mm-hmm.
I could throw $1,500 or $2,000 on an options trade and just be like, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah.
And make money off of it. But now it's shit's kind of tedious.
Yeah.
Back then, dude, that shit was cake.
It's like the bad news is good news. The good news is bad news, and everything just rises. And so,
Hypothetically, what if you took like $2,000 and just shorted the fuck out of the S&P 500 for the next like 6 months?
you could. I mean, everybody laughs at the bears right now, but I mean, I think it's got to crash eventually. They can't keep going up forever, no matter what they tell you. It has to come down sometime.
If you look back historically, it's usually like a crash, rise, crash, come back up, crash, rise, rise.
See, like,
So we crashed once, we're on the rise. It should have like a 25% dip here in the next like 6 to 8 months and then recover from it.
maybe.
So if you're able to like short at the right time and then call at the right time, you're just gonna make a fucking boatload.
It's hard to call because, like, I mean, we had the COVID crash in March, but only in March because then the money printer turned on and then it just shot straight up. 2022 was a little iffy. I think with the war in Ukraine, everything unstable. 2022 in general is pretty down, but this year's been another gradual incline, basically. So it's going to be maybe with student loans returning, incoming recession, then it'll go down once again, but it's hard to predict for sure, honestly, at this point. It literally is a casino. You have fucking no idea what's going to happen.
I mean, if you kind of do if you do technical analysis, but again, you have like, I'd argue a 30 to 40% chance of knowing what the fuck you're actually doing there.
Right.
Like, you can kind of get a feel for it and like have a reasonable feeling, but still.
Everybody always posts, here's how it's comparison to 2008. Look at the chart from 2008 compared to now. It's going to happen again. Like, probably not. Sorry, guys.
But then again, sometimes it does. Like, things are very similar back then.
Maybe not. That's the state of the market right now.
It's a state of being an idiot.
Damn. All right, with that being said, we're going to transition out to more of our freestyle talk. So, Matthew, I know you were working on the video game last week. How's that development going?
Oh, dude, I've been so busy, I haven't fucking touched it.
Damn. How far did you get?
I was able to create a, like, 5 kilometer by 5 kilometer world. It's everything that fucking engine uses a metric system.
Yeah.
I was able to import that into Unreal Engine, but I don't have any textures or anything to like, fuck with it. So it's just like a whole bunch of like white mountains and whatnot.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, assets, of course, are a really good thing. There's definitely a difference between asset flipping and using assets. I mean, the tools are there. I don't think it's not laziness to use assets at all. Like, everybody, it's provided for you. And of course, you can always go back and change it, like once you have your own money, basically, or once you feel like you're at a good place where you can start doing that. But I definitely always recommend, because I tried to develop a game myself once, using assets is a really good thing. They can get expensive depending on the packs you buy, but assets themselves are very useful. Like, if you don't know shit about coding, like I really didn't, I watched a lot of videos on it. It helped me out a lot, because oftentimes like assets will have pre-textured characters that already have AI with them or pre-coded for you, so you really just have to port them into whatever game you're building. So it's a lifesaver at the end of the day. Multiplayer wise, that's a whole nother story. It's fucking hard to get multiplayer, so definitely Steam is, I know, the best platform to use. It's $100, but if you're really committed at that point, you probably should have a full game though before you try going into multiplayer. How about Cameron? Do you concur?
Yeah, I agree.
Good. I'm glad you agree with me.
Yeah.
Cameron, what's going on in your life?
What's going on in my life?
Yeah.
Same old. Just,
Have you got any more skateboard parts yet?
Oh yeah, you got. Tell us about your
I'm
skate.
waiting on that. The last one I need for my new, to complete the new build is the bearings and the trucks, which are supposed to be here Friday of this week. So once those show up, I can pop the new wheels off of my old board, pop the old bearings out of those, put in the new ones, put everything together on the new deck, which has the grip tape on it already. I've got that all like squared away.
Okay.
So once that's done, then I can reassemble the crappy old board and, I don't know, throw it in the garage and start riding the new complete board.
Damn, you've gotten really into skateboard building.
I mean,
From a guy who can't even ollie yet.
I thought you did ollie.
I taught you how to ollie, but I think you forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, what? How often are you riding now?
Well, I haven't recently
Fuck.
because like I don't like riding on my old board. It's not
Oh.
wide enough and it's too heavy. But probably start riding a lot more once I've put together the new one.
Okay. I mean, are you gonna learn, like, what's your goals here? You like just do it for cash, or are you gonna like fucking learn all these tricks and shit?
Nah, it's just like a leisure activity, it's just a hobby. Get me out of the house, outdoors, out in that sunshine.
Are you gonna grind on rails?
Maybe, we'll see. Could happen.
Oh yeah, brother. I'll cheer for your board development. I gotcha.
Ow!
Congrats on the hobby, bro. What park? Is there good parks around you?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
there's
one.
the Rob Dyrdek DC Shoe Plaza, which is like pretty close by. It's great.
So this is that place in Seatown. It's pretty good.
There's skate park at this other park near me, Lafino Park. I don't like that one as much as the Rob Dyrdek Plaza though,
Wow.
but it's just not as big.
I like the bowls. They're fun to skate.
Yeah.
How's your summer seasonal depression? Because I have some things to say.
I have 0. I feel great.
I feel pretty decent. You know what I mean? I still hate the heat, but it's not making me want to like swallow a bullet. So
Dude, I'm out there like
Swallow a bullet.
Dude, I'm out there motorcycling with the boys almost every day, like, hanging out with my girlfriend, vibing,
For me, it's like, it hasn't been like as hot in comparison. I know it's probably gonna get hot here very soon. Of course, it's been, luckily we've had rain. I know last episode we were talking about how dry it was and that smoke that was coming in from Canada. Luckily we've had rain since then. Yesterday was kind of a washout. It looks like it might be another dry pattern again with maybe scattered stuff. But I don't know. I feel somewhat down.
Really?
Yeah, I'll say like I don't feel as motivated to do stuff as I usually am. I
dude,
guess
here.
it's like
Life is good. You know what I mean?
Gotta get Future and Drake up in here, Life's
Damn.
good. What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
it's not feeling as motivated to do stuff. I guess I don't know. Something about summer just doesn't hit right. Of course, I feel like everything bad always happens to me in the summer. Got my news about Ivory, so it's like, oh man, it's like all the bad shit happens in the summer.
Ivory, are you a little cancer dog, huh?
Yeah, for
Come here.
disclose, she's 10 years old. She's a rat terrier. She has lymphoma. We're treating her with a steroid. We decided not to do chemo since I'd give her maybe a year. Well, it's like, this is just basic statistics. Like, average, it gives dogs a year, but since she's 10 years old, we're like, probably better off. Because, chemo doesn't hit as hard with dogs in comparison to like the humans, but still, probably still be not a good experience for her. Or like maybe the steroid would be better, which still treats it. It's not like it doesn't do anything. It does help bring down the swelling. It does help prevent it from, at least slow down the spread of it. So, but yeah, going back, it's like, man, all the depressing shit happens in the summertime for me. So it feels like it's been a trend recently. So just the summer season itself is kind of look down on it.
No, dude, summer is elite. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just disagree. Also, like, I think I said this back in like our first episode. Like, for me, there's not as much going on in the summertime. Like, there's nothing for me to really follow.
Yeah, and you also don't interact with any of your friends in the summer to go do anything.
What do you
Like,
mean?
aside from this, like, don't do shit.
What do you mean? I do shit all the time.
You just said yourself that you don't.
No, I mean, like, there's
Well, I
not
have
as
nothing going on. I do shit all the time.
there's like,
Fuck out
there's
here,
not
dude.
as much going
can't have
on.
it both ways.
Yeah.
Fuck off. There's not as much going on. in
Yeah, that's
comparison.
because, like, when you're like, hey, you want to go fucking geocaching or whatever the fuck it is, like, dude, I can't do it during those specific times when I told you I'm, like, unavailable because I'm working or, like, working on something. It's like I said, like, Monday nights and Wednesday nights, like, can't do it. Like, unavailable. Yeah, every fucking Monday night at 7 p.m., I'm in the middle of doing shit. Hey, anyone want to go play disc golf? Hey, anyone want to go, like, geocache? It's like, pick any other fucking day of the week or time. Say, yeah, Jared, let's go. Like, join up, do something.
It hasn't been as bad this summer. Obviously. The summer's, it's not even summer yet, technically. But it still hasn't been as bad this summer in comparison. But, like, stuff I follow, usually, like, it's all, like, a down season, basically. There's nothing really for me to follow at the moment, like TV shows. sports and stuff. So it's like board, and school, of course, is not in session, so not doing as much with that either. So it's like, I mean, I can't say I hate summer, but it's definitely more of a low point for me during the year, like in comparison to fall, which I fucking love.
Fall's awesome. Fall's the best season for real.
Yeah, for real.
All my homies love fall.
May through like mid-November, elite, absolutely elite, like time of your life.
I like winter. I actually like
Fuck
winter.
you.
No, fuck you.
Fuck you.
I like winter.
I think winter fucking sucks.
Like, I actually enjoy the cloudy skies and colder days, honestly.
You're fucked.
You're fucked. Like, I like indoor activities. Like, I can get down with, like, bowling and doing indoor
Bowling
shit.
is fucking dull as hell.
You're dull as hell.
Rules.
Yeah, that's
Bowling
bowling
rules.
Bowling
I
fucking
bowling
sucks.
rules. Bowling
Like,
rules.
I get down with that shit. Like, there's stuff usually going on. Obviously, the school year's still in session. There's still sports going on, like stuff I follow.
Tweaking.
What the fuck kind of sport is going on in winter? Like
Still-
curling?
No, there's still football and shit going on.
Honestly, I just think wearing
It's a
jeans
playoffs
and
with this.
hoodies rules.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can do that during the summer too.
You
Yeah,
can.
except I get too hot. You know, like summer, like I'm forced to wear shorts. I hate it. I can't wear my hoodie every
I
time.
wore my black hoodie earlier with jeans. It's on my motorcycle.
You were on a motorcycle. That's
Yeah,
different.
well, I don't know. Buy a motorcycle. You'll be happy. Swear to God, it's like the number one thing to flying and motorcycling. Two of the best hobbies you can ever have. Like instant improvement in mental health.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, since you probably can't do that most of the time during the winter.
I do anyway. Heated jacket. It gets really cumbersome, but yeah, you can do it. But summer, dude, riding summer nights with your friends. Oh my God, like, bro, shit is magical.
Mm-hmm. I just don't vibe with summer. Cam, I know you agree.
That's true.
I
I feel like I like summer because the theme parks are open and stuff.
I do like
It feels
that.
like
There's a couple
I don't know.
things.
I just work too much. And I don't have like any good days. Like unless I schedule off, I don't have enough time to like actually go to the places I want to go. So it's like I don't know. I feel like summer's slipping by too fast. I still haven't even gone to Cedar Point. I want to go to Carowinds, maybe Kings Dominion. I don't want to have to schedule off from work every time. You know.
I feel you, bro.
That sounds like a personal problem.
That is true.
So, like I said, it's been an okay summer so far. I mean, nothing, can't complain. Obviously, besides the bad news with Ivory, I can't complain too much as of right now, but hopefully get by the summer. Hopefully it'll still be a good one regardless. I just can't vibe with it as much compared to like fall and winter.
No, dude. You got the crisp blue skies. You have the vibrant greens.
Nah.
You have the sunlight hitting your skin, getting proper vitamin D creation and whatnot. Dude, elite.
No,
There's nothing that beats it.
Now let me tell you about the nice gray skies, the nice
No,
snow on
absolutely
the ground,
worthless. Nope.
the nice cold days,
Nope. That is oh so fun.
cuddled up by your fireplace, drinking some hot chocolate.
Nope.
It's the vibes of winter I
Get
usually
some-
actually like.
Get some Christmas like
Yeah,
jazz
get some
music
Christmas
going,
jazz.
some smooth jazz.
I love New Year's, I love Christmas,
Watch
New Year's.
Chinese car crash
Okay.
videos on the TV.
Yeah, I get that aspect of it, like the
Chinese.
no, not that. I'm
You
talking
get
about
that.
the fireplace and stuff and the Christmas vibes. That's good, but once New Year hits, it's like it's depressing and fuck all.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what the fuck good is January? Like, you're sitting there, bored as hell, you don't have anything really coming up. I would say January through, like, April is the worst time of the year, and that's why I usually, like, go on vacation down to the Keys or, like, travel during that time, because it's like, I get so sick of the gray skies here, it's like, alright, I gotta go somewhere, like, do something fun. Like, I need sunlight. This shit's for the birds. No wonder why they migrate. Like, Ohio is ass.
No, Ohio
we're from
rules.
Ohio.
We're from Ohio!
Honestly, Ohio rules. Love it or leave it. If you don't like Ohio, you're the problem, not the state. Get out.
Go up to
Simple
Michigan,
as
you
that.
fucker.
Like 60% of the year, Ohio is elite. Like, we don't have to deal with a lot of severe weather. The stuff we do, a good thunderstorm is always great. Like, we love it. Summer, it's hot, but it's not fucking 114 and humid as hell.
Yeah.
Winter, it's cold, but not 4.5 feet of snow cold. It's a step above mid year round.
We get 4 seasons, which is definitely good.
Mm-hmm. It keeps you humble and makes you appreciate summer because you don't have it for 3/4 of the year. Versus like Florida, it's constantly summer and you'll get like.
Yeah, it's like, fuck this shit. I want to get out of the fucking heat.
Mm-hmm.
Real.
So we can all come to agreement. Ohio is good. Fuck Michigan now. Right?
I used to vacation in
Michigan's
Michigan.
cool.
Michigan was
chill.
It's pretty tight. Yeah.
Michigan's looks good, but fuck them. Fuck their state. Fuck their.
This guy watches sports.
Fuck their politics. Fuck them. All right. With that being said, we'll wrap up today. What the fuck? Ivory, thank you for coming on this episode. We'll see you guys next week. Again, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, do all that shit to support our Patreon, and come on our Discord. Happy to have you. See you next week. Goodbye.